by presenting in Spanish a little bit, and then we'll go back to English, okay?
Sounds like my house.
Bueno, mi gente, estamos aquí en el San Diego Comic Con y estamos en el booth de DC Comics y estoy aquí con Dan DiDio, co-publisher de DC Comics, junto con Jim Lee. Ellos son los que están a cargo de la compañía y toman todas las decisiones, y vamos a hablar un ratito con Dan DiDio, que estoy seguro que no entendió nada de lo que le dije, pero I'm going to tell him right now what I said. I was saying to my viewers that we are here at the San Diego Comic Con at the DC booth with Dan DiDio, the co-publisher of DC Comics. So you're the man in charge, you're the one that takes all the decisions, right?
Takes all the blame. Jim gets all the success.
Okay.
That's how co-publishers work.
That's how it works. Okay. So let me ask you, you've been in DC like for more than 15 years now, right?
Yeah, I've been here 17 years now.
Did you ever think you would work for comic books?
No, I'm surprised I made it past 1 year.
Really?
Yeah, no, actually after the first year I joined DC, I actually resigned.
Did you?
Yeah, because the job wasn't working for me. It wasn't exactly what I thought it was going to be, so I resigned. And then the publisher at the time, Paul Levitz, instead of accepting my resignation, offered me the position as executive editor.
Wow.
And that was an opportunity that I couldn't turn down. It's a chance, probably a job that every kid dreams he can have. So from that moment forward, it's been a pretty happy relationship, at least from my point of view.
So Paul Levitz definitely has an eye for talent, right?
Yeah.
How would you say the business has changed since you started back in those maybe 18 years ago to now?
You know, when you start from then, I mean, you see the growth of the graphic novel business. It was just a portion of our business. Now it's almost half of our business. You see the expansion, the introduction of digital,
right?
Which is something that didn't exist when I first got here, and now it's another portion of our business. You've seen the direct market, change a little bit. It's become more of a collector's market still.
Yeah.
And we're still trying to find ways to push out into other markets. There was a newsstand business when I first started. There isn't one now.
That doesn't exist anymore?
No, not really. We're trying to recreate it in some ways, but sooner or later, we got to find ways to reach out to new fans, whether it is through digital or some other form of distribution.
Do you think that digital would one day take over normal direct distribution and that comics will disappear as a medium?
It's hard for me to say. We have that conversation all the time. My opinion is no. I think there'll always be physical comics. I think I've never seen a huge growth in digital. I've seen it up to a point, but I think there's still a collectability of it,
right.
And there's something that people want to own about a comic that I think it gives it value past just a newspaper or a magazine.
Right, it gives it like sentimental value.
Exactly.
I've been here for the last 3 days, and I'm getting a lot of comic signs. You can't do that on an iPad, right?
100% right.
Right. So let's talk a little bit about when you started at DC. You were doing a lot of weekly, like Countdown and 52. Is that anything that you want to bring back?
I always look at the weekly books. It depends on the talent pool that you're working with and their availability. I was very lucky to have the talent that was available in the weeklies that we put out in those days. Right now, we have an idea for a short weekly, but I want to make sure I have the right people, and everybody's so overextended right now.
Right.
A weekly book takes a level of commitment that it's hard to get from multiple writers at this moment in time, and artists at this moment in time.
Because I tell you, I remember back then, you got me going to the comic book store every Wednesday to get my weekly Countdown or 52.
Well,
so it works.
Yeah, it works. And also, I mean, we did the books twice monthly.
Right.
So I think a lot of that took its place in the weekly. A lot of books were coming out twice a month.
Okay, yeah.
So there was a lot more stuff happening.
All right. I got a couple of questions left. Tell me about last year in the Puerto Rico Comic Con, I interviewed Edgardo Miranda about La Borinqueña.
Yes.
So he told me a little bit about how they approached you.
Yes.
So I'd like to hear your side of the story.
Oh, you know what? It's a blur to me.
Because he told me like you went to his booth.
His booth in New York Comic Con.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, I did, and I mean, naturally, I get to say this. My wife is from Puerto Rico. So naturally, we have a lot of interest in the island and ways to help out along there. So we've participated in other events to help raise money for a cause.
Right.
And it's not something we do directly ourselves in DC, but we try to make our characters available or some of our talent available. And so it was good to be able to participate in this way to help draw attention to the book and raise money for a good cause.
I think it was a great thing you did, lending the DC characters. I can tell you, as a Puerto Rican, we really appreciate it as comic book fans. So I thank you for that.
We want to make sure that we brought attention to issues and hopefully help people along the way.
Yeah, I know it's been very helpful. So last question I have. do you have anything on your bucket list that you want to do as maybe like in the creative side, other than killing Nightwing?
No, I gave up on Nightwing. me and Nightwing, we made peace years ago.
Oh, okay, good.
But realistically, no. Actually, I'm working on a Metal Men comic right now, which is probably my bucket list comic.
Ah, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's the one. I got a chance to work on Phantom Stranger, which I love dearly, but Metal Men's probably my favorite characters. So the fact that we're working on a Metal Men series right now with Shane Davis, he's drawing the hell out of the book. It's absolutely beautiful.
Awesome.
I love working with talented people, and Shane's really talented, and he's doing an amazing job with the book. So that's probably my bucket list book.
Awesome. So is it hard to find time to write with all your busy schedule?
Yeah,
I mean, because you could assign any book you want to yourself, right?
Yeah. No. I got meet schedules like everything else. I mean, we actually finished 3 full books before we even solicited, so we knew we'd be on schedule.
Okay.
So I go by the same rules, and they treat me the same way as everybody else, which annoying every once in a while. Hey, I'm the publisher.
Exactly.
But it's actually great, and then my editor is Jessica Chen, and she's done an amazing job keeping me in line.
Good.
So, good for her.
Well, that's all the questions I have for you. The last thing I'm going to ask you is, once we're done, if you can cite some comments for me.
Sure, no problem at all.
But I thank you so much for giving you a little bit of your time for this interview. And everybody in Puerto Rico is very grateful for what you did with La Boriqueña. So thanks so much for being here.
My pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much.
You got it.
Thanks.